Okay, let's see what we have here. This is incoming wounded. Oh yeah, baby, look at this. And this one came up from Pennsylvania as well. I also want to shout out to Daniel Hoban in Australia. He got his neck surgery kit last week, and I think he had 2 or 3 guitars lined up. Anyways, congratulations, Daniel. I think you pretty well got all the instruction you need. So there won't be much adaptation. That thing just slides right onto the top platform of your tech deck there, Daniel, and let me know if you have any questions, but I'm sure you'll take to it like a duck to water. It's done, and we will, as always, give you a play-by-play on the... Yeah, you want to stick around, you're going to get a front row seat on this whole thing, A to Z. No messing around with this headstock. This will be getting a solid rosewood veneer overlay. So I've taken my measurements. The tip thickness is 575. Right here at the cuff it's 600 thou. And we'll disc this right flat. We'll re-glue it, slice it, splice it, and then we'll put a solid rosewood veneer overlay. This will be 5 times as strong as the day it was made. So these 2 drill bits actually serve as indexing pins. The purpose of these 2 indexing pins is to hold the headstock in place as the clamping pressure was applied when it was sitting in a bed of glue. The placement of both pins is in the path of the spline, and every trace of those 2 holes will be gone. We'll also sweep into the worst part of this break where the guy put some Bondo or something in here. We're going to step it up and use a 5/16 inch double fluted router bit. Because of the nature of this break, I will sweep through, put 1 spline in, let that set overnight, and then I'll come back the following day and put the 2nd spline in. Hi everybody, welcome back. Mike McConville here, Stratford, Ontario, Canada. Just wanted to show you Steve's Les Paul, the way I've got that set up with that multi-use router plate to skim the nut ledge. So this is the cut I just made. I skimmed that ledge. Now the reason I skimmed that ledge is because, as you know, this was an absolutely horrendous break. These splines went right through the headstock. I'll be putting a solid rosewood faceplate over this, and this will be super strong when we're done. That's a nut from an old Gibson I had in my junk box. So I just used that to make sure we get the exact space at the end of the fingerboard to fit our new compensated nut. Here is I basically taped off the perimeter. Now I do like to kick it off with my die grinder. So the file brings me almost flush with the tape. I'll finish it off by scraping. Okay, now that we've got that profile sort of looking like a Gibson headstock again, now we'll thickness that before we drill the holes for the machine heads. To protect the end of the fingerboard while I'm disking down the face of the headstock, I've got a piece of brass that I'm just taping to the end of the fingerboard. We've got 586, and here 581, here 618, 604. So we pretty well got it right back to spec as far as the thickness of the headstock. Don't drill the holes for the machine heads until you get this dead level. When you got the perfect thickness and the perfect taper from the cuff to the tip, then you drill your holes. Trim back that veneer to the cavity. I've had a few subscribers ask about, the function of the truss rod after doing a neck surgery. We have no tension on the truss rod right now, so have a look at how the truss rod adjusts. You can kind of see for yourself. There you go. 100% perfect truss rod function. In fact, maybe it works even a little better. Unfortunately, it's not enough just to do a good job. You have to do it expertly, consistently, and fairly quickly. If you plan on ever making any money doing this, you got to get down to it and get it done. Watching me, you think, oh, that looks easy. Well, you know something? It is easy when you're set up properly and you know how to do it. You do need to keep in mind that it's the trajectory of the string path. So the file is not turning like this. You'll get into trouble in a hurry if you start turning that file. So I am kind of slipping over the radius of the frets. Not taking a lot of material off. Very light stroke here. Just getting it level along the string path. And that's it. That's perfectly level. There's no CNC machine or any other way that will get this as accurate as it is. I've corrected CNC machine work plenty of times. Now we'll proceed to recrown, polish, buff it out, finish up that compensated nut, throw some strings on and tune it up, intonate it, even before we do the finishing. Now let's get them down to the final finish. We've roughed in the values and the spacing for the compensated nut. Now we're going to trim it down and do all those ultra fine adjustments. Well, we can see that this got smashed up. Swap out the plastic plate for a metal one. Well, you don't have to worry about this jack plate breaking. The neck surgery is done here on Steve's guitar. Still have not managed to get it into the booth yet because the humidity's been nuts. But I couldn't resist. And I'm just kind of doing a kind of E major vamp. So these are diatonic sixths, and I'm just kind of noodling around it. We'll let that play.